Hi, I'm Sue Boo, bringing crafting to you, and I am going to do the second part now of the stationery box. So we got as far as decorating some of the inside, but we need to carry on decorating the inside. So for the two end pieces, you need a piece that is 4 7/8 by 7/8. So you want two pieces for the external bit here, so the smaller bits. So I'll put those on. Just get those done. Just make sure you've got equal increments all the way around. Match it up. There we go. And then the other side. There we go. There we go. And again, just make sure you've got equal increments all the way around. Shouldn't have done those. Right, don't stick those on, and you'll see why in a minute. Sorry, they were not to be stuck on yet. I've gone ahead of myself. So just peel those off for the moment. They'll be fine. They'll work. So that will be glued on, but not yet. Sorry about that. Right, so these bits, you need two that are 4 7/8 by 1 7/8. So you want two of those and two 4 7/8 by 5 7/8. No, 5/8. It's 5/8 wide. Yeah, 5/8 wide. Sorry. So it's because I broke off and I've lost my concentration on where I was. So do not stick those pieces on. So we can stick these pieces on. This is fine. So just make sure they've got equal increments. And then these pieces. So these are great gifts to give to people. As I say, I made one for myself, and I've made a few for other people. They're just really nice gifts. You can, where's the box to go to? That's it. So the thin bit there, and there we go. Oops. Bring that in a bit, and then this side. Okay. There we go. I'll put it that way. No, don't matter which way actually. Oh, no, that is the right way. I've just done it. It's because it's got up and downs, up and downs. Okay, so the reason we don't stick these on is because now we're going to put the large pocket in. So we've done all the score lines and I've burnished those, and all we're going to do is we're going to cut the score line off. So we're going to keep it straight and cut to the first score line only, turn it round and cut again to the score line. Okay, so we're just cutting these pieces out like that. Same on the other side. So we're going to cut this up the score line there, and then turn it round and cut away the score line just here. Okay. That's it. And then this piece of DSP measures 6 3/8 by 2 7/8. So we're going to place this on here. Just make sure if you've got a directional one that it's facing the right way. Okay, so I'm happy with that direction. Just going to get this with equal increments in the middle there. There we go. Okay, now why we didn't stick those pieces on is because we're going to stick this on here like this, and then those pieces will go on top in there to give a nice continual look. Okay, so what we need to do is we're going to put some strong tape on here. So I've just got that. Oh, it's there. There we go. So I like to put mine up to the crease. So I'm just going to put that up as far as I can to my crease, and then use my non-best scissors to put that there, and do the same with the sides. So that's going up to the crease there. Cut that off, and then spin it round and do the same at the other side. So I've put these right up to the crease. There we go. So burnish these down. Put these down there like that. So now I'm going to bring this back in. Just make sure. So that is going to fit exactly against that score line, and we're going to bring it up, make sure that that comes up, and then this is going to come around like that and make sure it lines up perfectly there. Okay, so I'm going to peel off the bottom one first and then put glue on the rest. Okay, so this is going to have glue on the rest of this. Right, so I'm going to very carefully place this, so I'm lowering it like this and getting it so that it's absolutely against that score line. Making sure I've got that as accurate as I possibly can. Bring this up so that it gets in the right place. So I'm not lowering my strong adhesive tape down, I'm just using the glue at the moment. And when I feel that I've fixed it in the right place, then I'm going to press that down, and that should be nicely in there, and that comes up so that they fit nice at the edge. Okay, so now I'm just going to do one side. Again, I'm going to put the glue on the outside bit. And then I'm going to bring this in. I'm going to fold that completely in, bring this up so that it's flat, to make sure that it's absolutely in position. And I'm happy that I've got that there. So I'm making sure that that's keeping in there, that it's level with it. And then I can pop my bone folder down inside. There we go. And then I can make sure that this is popped down now, so be able to see it better on this side, hopefully. So I'm going to put the glue on the tab here. going to make sure that that is flush with the bottom. So I'm making sure it's flush with the bottom. I'm bringing over the top and I'm lining this up, but I must make sure it's level with the bottom so that we've got a nice finish there. Okay, so that seems to have gone all right. Now we can put these pieces in. So now I can put some glue back on these pieces. So I really have to glue these pieces up now. Make sure that they bring that up, and then I can just pop that straight in there and just pop it on its side, and so I can bring that higher up. Come on, bring that up. Make sure that you've got a nice equal increment, and then use your bone folder to smooth it down. So that gives you a nice finish inside. You can't see where the join is now. That's nice finish inside. And then the same with this part. So again, I'm going to just make sure I've got plenty of glue on this now. And again, pop it in all the way to the bottom and make sure you've got equal increments. It's not gone where I want it to go. Come on. It's a bit fiddly. Make sure it's make sure it's got your equal increments. When you're happy that it has, you can just follow your bone folder in so that that is nicely smoothing that down, and then you've got a nice finish there. Okay, let's get that out of the way. Right, now the next bit we need to do are the medium and the small pockets. What we're going to do now is we're going to cut out the two bits on the end. So we're going to cut up to the second score line only, and again straight up that score line, going there. That's it. And again cut up the score line to the first score line. Well, it's the only score line there, but this side you're going to cut right the way to the second score line. There we go. So you've got a shape like that. And then we're going to stick the DSP on. Now the DSP is 2 3/4 by 1 7/8. So we're just going to stick this on now. There we go. Do I want it that way round? Let's have a look where we got that. Yes, that way round I want it. Okay, making sure I've got a nice equal increment going off all the way round. Smooth that down. And we're just going to burnish our score lines now. Make sure they're nice and crisp. So they're all going inwards. And that inwards. Nice and crisp. There we go. So that will fold around like that and like that. That will come up to it like that. So that's what it looks like from the back. Okay, we'll do the next one. So exactly the same. We're just going to cut up to the second score line. And then cut up your other score line. we go. And again, cut up your score line and then cut up the second score line. Okay, just gonna get rid of that score line. I'm keeping it straight. I'm not wedging these, so be careful with that. I'm not wedging it, not like I normally wedge. This is 3 3/8 by a 1 7/8. So which way round? Don't want it coming down. No, I want those going up. So again, I'm going to stick this on. Now at this point you could choose whichever way you wanted your pockets. It wouldn't matter. You could have them either side. I think it won't make any difference. No, just if you find anything, just get rid of it. Okay, and again we're going to score these really nice and crisply. Score them up and score that there and there. So again, this is going to go like this, and these two are going to stick together. So this is where we've got to be careful now. So I'm going to bring these back out in the way that I've just put them. So we're going to put tape on the two inner parts, and you want tape on both places. So we're going to have this up to the score line like I normally do, and then again on our bottom up to the score line. Now you could use tape all the way, and you could do that. I could put another layer there and another layer there, but I'm going to put my glue in there, and we won't need to put it on there because these two are going to go we will, sorry. So that's going to have glue, and that will glue onto there, but that part there we need the tape on, and we also need tape on this part as well. So we won't need tape on the top part of that bit because that will be glue into that. So this will be glue into the back of your next pocket, but this will be glue into the side like that. So if you see, those two will be like that. These two will be glued together. Right, now the bottom, we need to put tape on the bottom. So again, all the way up to that score line. There we go, and again all the way up to that score line. Okay, now these are going to glue together like that. That is going to tuck under, and then these sides come round. Now we don't want glue there or there, but we want it on the end ones. So make sure it's on the end one. Again, I'm just going to put it in that crease there, and then not this one here, but here. Okay, so we've got that. Right, now these parts here and here, I had those little tiny bits that I cut. Now what have I done with my little tiny bits? I cut some little tiny ones that fit on here. So let's see if that's, yeah, they fit on there. So these two are for the outside, and these measure just 3/8 by the 1 7/8. So I'm just going to pop those on the outsides of each of the bit where we didn't put the glue. Okay, so if you look at these, let me just move that out of the way. If you look at these two together, they're going to glue together, so it's right on the outside here. Let's put that going up with the flower that way, so that's just going to have that little piece on there, and then this little piece is going to go on here. Can go on there. Just make sure you've got equal increments there. Okay, so now I'm going to take this inner one off. So I'm not removing those two outsides, I'm just taking this inner one off, and I'm just going to put some glue down by side of it, and then these two. So I'm going to bend that one in and place it right on that fold. So let's put the two together on the fold there, make sure that they're the same height. There we go, they can go down. Okay, and then we've still got those two there and those there, so that's how it will look. So that will be together to give it a nice smooth finish. Right, we're going to do exactly, treating this as one piece now. So I'm going to push that out of the way, and we're going to take the two off here, I think. Hoping this works this way. Can't remember how I did it, but I'm going for it. Okay, so these two you're going to glue here and here, and we're going to pull them back a little bit, and these again we're going to put that in the centre as much as we can. So I'm looking to actually try and get this centralised and up against that there. Okay, so when I've got that up against there, I can press down there like that, and that's adhered. Now these two pieces here, we need to make sure that they go as much as we can in the middle. So we're going to make sure that they sit like that. So I'll undo both the tape now. There we go, that's one side. Can't burnish this down well, it's not, there, not coming off very easy, but it is now. Okay, so again I'm putting glue down on either side. I'm just going to be very careful that I'm getting this in the middle, and then I'm going to commit and push it. Okay, so that's going to go there, that's going to go there. I'm going to push that down. Right, so now we're going to have the side piece, and we're going to take off your glue. Take off your strip, should I say, not your glue. And again, I'm going to put glue on the outside. going to bend this in, and I want to get that flat on there. So I want it flat with the bottom, and then keeping that as level as I can do. There, and commit, and then just pop your bone folder in to adhere that so that you've got it like that. Then on the other side, do the same. So remove your release tape, and then move that round, and again get it level with that bottom piece, bringing that up and round, and commit to it, and then just burnish it down, making sure that it adheres well in there. Okay, so that is how it looks. Now you can see the pink bits. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a narrow piece to stick over the top of these. I think I'm going to try and just do a little bit thicker if I can. So I think they're 1/2 inch. So I'm just going to go for 3. Let's have a look. That would be, oh, my battery power's going. Right, emergency. Oops, sorry about the wobbles. Well, it's just told me my battery power's going, so I need to plug in very fast. Long way round. Let's sit and bring that there, and there. Phew, we've done it. Okay, sorry about the wobbles. Right, so as I say, we scored it at 1/2 inch, so I'm just going to see, is this 3/8 of an inch? Yes, they are 3/8 of an inch. And what did we say? 3/8 of an inch by 1 7/8, I think. We'll try 1 7/8. I'll try. That's it. Let's just cut that off and see if that will sit in there. Oops, I'm losing it. Okay, I think that will be all right. Or do I want to do it 1/2 inch? I'm going to actually try 1/2 inch and see. So don't record this measurement until we're happy with it. So I'm trying 1/2 inch. Yes, I think I'm going to go for the 1/2 inch by 1 7/8. Let's try that. 1/2 inch by 1 7/8. Yeah, because it doesn't matter if this doesn't go all the way down to the bottom. So 1/2 inch by 1 7/8, and we want 4. So 1/2 inch by, in fact, actually, I'm going to cut this one at 2 and just have a look to see whether I'm more happy with 2 inches. Yes, I think I am. So changed it. 1/2 inch by 2 inches is what I want. So let's see what we've got here. So 2 inches, take that off. There we go. That's another one. Now if I let that one go in there, so that's one. Is that the same size? Yes. I want 2 more. So there's 2. So 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, and then I want to cut it by 2 inches. So that's one there. That's only made 1, so I want 1 more. So let's have a look. That'll do. 1/2 inch by 2 inches. Okay, that's it. And let's just pop those in there now. So I'm going to bring that, so it's going to cover all these pieces here. So just move that off to the side. Okay, I'm just going to tuck that in and just use my bone folder then. I'm going to get my bone folder in there and just squash it down. So I'm hiding the pink completely, so when you look at it like that, it's more or less disguised, so you can't see the pink bit. So again, that doesn't matter, so I'm going to pop that in. Just knock it with my bone folder actually, knock it in place, and then just so there, when looking down it, you can't really disguise as that now. And another piece, so for the next bit, okay, and that, I think we'll have the bluey bit going that way, so that is in that bit. Just guiding it down, just rub over it with my bone folder, stuck down, and then the last bit now. Okay, and that's it in there. Just push it down with my fingers, slide it in the corner and just rub it. So when you look at it now, it's not absolutely obvious that it doesn't stand out as much. So that part, we are now going to do the pad. So we have just got a jotter. These are just Wilko ones, 20p. They're not expensive. We've already done the cover scoring. We have just now got to burnish the score lines. Make sure that you keep this straight as you can. There's not much to the increments. Just make sure that it's square. Just go over the top of it. And then what I do is just make sure that you've got a lot of glue on the pad, because it seems to absorb it on this cardboard here. So I just make sure that I put a lot of glue on the back. I suppose really I could have used my red tape really. It just seems to absorb in if you're not careful. So I put a load there, and there's some on the top. So I'm just going to pop that with equal increments either side, and then just guide this up. So we want that to really stick on there. So just really burnish that down, and then we will then put it on this bit as well. So just get that going so that we've covered this, and then there. So that when you open it up, you've got your pad like that. Okay, so for the cover of the pad, Your piece of DSP is 3 3/8 by 3 7/8, and that is just going to go on there. I think I like it that way, so we'll put that there. Okay, and that can go on the front here. Now, I've not finished with decorating this. I will come back and do more to it when I do the cards and embellishments, but this is just the part for the moment. You're going to put the pad so that it goes right back against the crease. So I'm going to glue this in. So this we're going to glue all on the back. Okay. And that's going to go near enough all on the DSP right up until that fold. Make sure you can still bend it up, but right on that fold, just make sure that it's not coming so that when you lift it up, it will come like that without any problems. Okay, so we can do that. Right, so that's your pad. Now the stamp pocket. So I told you how to score that, and then we've got 1 3/4 by 2 3/8, and I'm just going to glue this on as well. There we go. And can I have it sew my flowers that way? So I'm just going to make sure I've got equal increments on here. We've got equal increments there, and then the little corners I am going to just take out those little corners. And that's it there and there. Take that little corner out, and the same one here. I'm going to take that little corner out. Then we're going to burnish these back, and it is just a tiny weeny bit. So just bring that over, and the last little bit there. Okay, now this is very, very tricky, as we want this to go down and glue on, and this will glue on in this position here. So we will put a little bit, I'm going to take out a little wedge actually, so I am wedging just the very bottom, so it's the very bottom, just taking a little bit of that bulk out here. I'm just taking that little bit of wedge there, and actually I'm going to wedge that little bit as well. So I've just wedged those corners just to take that bulk off, so that when it's folding it will more or less meet it. Okay, so glue down the edges of this, and then that one as well. I'm just going to plonk it in position and just try and tuck it underneath with your hands, and I'm just going to burnish, oops, it's moving, burnish it down. So we could do with actually just sticking it down for a minute or two, holding it in place, and then your stamps will just stick in there, but we'll leave it to actually stick down a bit better. Now for your pen, I've got different ones in here. Over in this one. I've got a blue one, or I'm quite fancying the purple, but I don't know whether that is a black one actually, and it's got some blue. I think I'm going to go for the black one, and I think it does actually write black, so I think I will put that one in. Now what I do is I have a piece of the DSP, and this could be 1/2 inch, I think. Yes, that's 1/2 inch, and all I'm going to do is warm it up with my hands and curl it. I'm using my bone folder now, and I'm going to wrap it round my pen and make a little kind of D shape. So I'm going to cut a little bit off, and I'll tell you in a minute how long this is. Okay, so this is 1/2 inch by 2 inches. Okay, I'm just going to put that bit squarer. And put my pen, and I'm just gonna bend it so that I've got probably about 1/2 inch, and that, let's just see if that, and I will just glue those two together. Just make sure my pen fits in there. Yeah, my pen fits in and out. So I'm just going to glue that together like that. Just hold that in position and just crease that other one. So that one's about 1/2 inch crease in it as well, so that it's got that kind of look. And then all I'll do is put glue on the base of that. Look at my pen position, stick my pen actually in it. Look at my pen position whereabouts I want it. I'm happy with that. And then just press it down. I'm actually going to use the pen as part of pressing it down. So that's going to sit there, and that's okay. Is my stamp, looks as though my stamp's okay now. So that, apart from me decorating I'm going to decorate the pad more, that is that part done. And then we need to do the lid now. So I gave you the scoring dimensions, so we've scored it all, and now we're going to stick the DSP on. So you want 2 square pieces that are the 2 inches by 2 inches. So these are for the very end panels. So I'm just going to stick these on the end panels, leaving a equal increment all the way around. Now I'm going to change that around to that way. Think about the way your DSP is facing, and what it's not even now. Come on. I'm going to just re-put a bit more on, so I didn't quite get it in the position I wanted to, so I'll just put a bit more glue on here. So think about these coming down. So I want my flowers to be standing up. So I'm just going to make sure that's these. Okay, and then this one, I think I'm happy with it standing that way. So again, this is the 2x2. Okay, and that's going to go on the end here. Make sure you've got that equal increment going off. There we go. And then I think these three are all the same, but I'll just double check for you. They're 2 inches by 6.5. So yeah, 2 inches by 6.5. Yeah, so they're all 2 inches by 6.5. So you want 3 of those. Again, just be aware of this is going to face this way. So I'm happy that the flowers are facing that way. So that's okay. So I'm just going to stick this down on there. Okay, so again, I'm making sure that I've got equal increments going all the way round. Yeah. Okay, and then let's stick this in the middle. Now the middle you can't do anything, it's just going to be how it is. So that's going to go in the middle. So again, I'm looking for equal increments all the way around, best I can. Yeah. And then spin it round. I'm thinking about this one going down. Do I want it that way, or do I want it that way? I think I'm going to go with this way. So it's got those flowers like I've got on the inside, those little pink ones. Okay. And okay. I'm sure. Just want it a little bit. Make sure that that's there. There we go. Right. So I'll just put my glue pin in a minute. Right, now for the cutting. So I want it, yes, so I'm cutting up these ways. Right, now I'm going to cut up as neatly as I can the score line, just to that score line, and then I'm just very, very slightly gonna wedge these sides. So I've not taken much off, look, just a little bit. I'm going to wedge this side as well. Okay, again, I'm cutting as neatly as I can up that score line. And again, just taking a little bit off there. And then just wedge this slightly. get that neatened up a bit more because it doesn't want to play. There we go. So when we've burnished these, I'm going to burnish these now. So give them a good press down. Do the middle one. Go nice and crisp. And then we're going to bend this and really burnish that well. Bring this in, really burnish that well, giving it that nice crisp edge. And I'll burnish these before I cook them this time. I usually like to cook them first, but I will do that. So that when this goes in, this is going to go like that, and the other side is going to go over the top, and that gives you a nice neat finish for inside. And that's why I don't cut the bulk off, I just leave it like that, because it gives you that nicer finish. So again, I'm cutting up this score line, but I'm just taking just a fraction off either side, not taking much off at all. And then again cutting up that score line, and then just gonna wedge that slightly, and again at this side. Okay, so normal standard thing that I do, I put my tape on the very edge. There's my other scissors, because you know I don't like to cut with my special sharp ones. So that, and then putting that up to the score line, and then come round to the other side and do that. There we go. There we go. There we go. So just burnish those down. That down. Burnish that down. And then we'll peel these off. Okay. Bring in my glue. And put this glue on here. Make sure that's got plenty. Right, so bend it out of the way, bring the corner in so that you've got that nice neat edge. Commit to it. Then we're going to put some glue on this side. And bring that in. Oops, there's the little butterfingers now. Going to make sure I've got that nice neat edge, and then take that in and just smooth that down with your bone folder. Just really give it a good burnish, and that's giving that a lovely nice finish in there. You've got nice outside edges as well. Okay, so do the next one. Now just go in and see which way around, doesn't really matter. Okay, so again just take that off and put our glue on. Okay, move that out of the way. Bring this, now actually let's take this out of the way. Tuck this in, make sure we've got that nicely lined up, then commit. Then the other side, get the glue on. There we go, and push it in, bend it out of the way, make sure that you have got that in the right place, then commit to it and go over your edges. Okay, so there we go. So that's what your box lid looks like now. So it's nice and finished off. So here we go. So your unfinished, because don't forget we've not finished it, but the external part of the box is finished, and then the lid just nicely fits snugly on top. And I will finish the box off. I'm going to do put some ribbon on the box, so there'll be some ribbon on the outside of the box, but we will do that when we finish the rest of the inside. So that's part 2 finished. The box is finished, just for the filling it now with the cards and the tags, and just finishing off the box and the pad. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. I will be back tomorrow with part 3. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.